Hi, this is Mike Doane. I'm from Term Management LLC. We're a company that specializes in creating and managing taxonomies and content management systems. And today I want to show you how collaboration can occur with regard to keywords being added to documents inside of SharePoint 2010 and how that can add to collaboration across an enterprise. So this is inside of the SharePoint 2010 taxonomy tool called the Term Store Management tool. And I'm just giving you a sneak preview here of what the taxonomy tool looks like. And specifically, we're going to talk about these terms that are down inside of system keywords here. And here you can see I'm expanding out the keywords list. And there's a list of a lot of terms that people have added as free entry tags, oftentimes known as taxonomy. And I'll show you how that works. Let's say I'm in a typical document library inside of SharePoint and I've identified a document. In this case, it's called action items, and I want to add my own tag to that. And the reason I add tags to documents is that I'll be able to find them later, but also it helps other people find that same document. In this case, I want to come up in the corner here where it says tags and notes. I'll click on it, and what I'm doing is I'm going to add a tag, a label, to that document inside of this field here. And let's say, for example, I think this document is about or is related to a chief marketing officer. So I'll just say CMO. And if you notice there, as I started to type, I was given some choices of terms that are already in the taxonomy, but as I kept typing, they disappeared, and that's because the term doesn't exist in the taxonomy. So if I went ahead and click Save, that term has now been added to the enterprise keywords that I showed you in this first part of this, and there's system enterprise keywords. And this will pick up keywords from across the enterprise if it's enabled. What I want to show you now is if I go down to that same location under System, and I go to Keywords, expand it out a little bit, and you can see here now that if I scroll down, I go to the next set, there's CMO. CMO now appears as a system keyword because I just added it as a user. But as a taxonomist, I can come in here and say, wow, really, I think CMO is a great label because I've got this human resources taxonomy up here with a lot of human resources labels in it. And if I scroll down to where I know it might fit, which is in job roles, look at that, I don't have CMO there. So what I can do is promote this term. Someone created this term across the enterprise, tagged a document with it. If I can now click on this and say move keyword, I'll find where I want to put it, which again would be the human resources taxonomy, and people in human resources of course have to allow you to do this. But if I go down and select job roles, what I'm doing is I'm moving that tag, you saw it move there, out of system keywords, which makes it sort of a loosely based keyword that anybody can tag on there. But what I've done now is I've promoted this term CMO to be an official or a preferred term now in my taxonomies. I can have a lot more control of it now. I can let people choose whether they want to delete that term. But what I did was I promoted a term that a user had supplied in a collaborative fashion and made it into the preferred term inside of an official quote-unquote taxonomy. And if I go back to this, document, it's still going to be tagged with CMO. But in this case, when people do a search now, they'll still find that document. However, now I can go ahead and use this tag in a lot of other documents across the entire enterprise wherever human resources term set have been made available. I can now apply this. So if I go back to the documents here, I pick another document, say this time company annual report. I go under tag it. You can see this time now when I go into the field that I used before to actually tag the document, I can go ahead and type in that phrase I want to put on there, CMO. As soon as it comes up here, CMO, and now I can see that indeed that term is an official term. It's inside of the human resources taxonomy under job roles, and that way I can apply it. But what it did for an end user, it's basically the same effect. They're applying the tag onto that. But what, from a taxonomist point of view, is that I'm making it an official term so I have more control over it. The way this builds collaboration is that now users can add terms as they see fit inside the SharePoint 2010 if enterprise keywords have been enabled, I can go ahead and tag a document with the labels that I want, and the taxonomist for the company, the information manager, whoever controls my taxonomy, can go ahead and promote that term so everyone across the enterprise can see it and potentially use it. So I think that's a great way for users to collaborate across a SharePoint 2010 system by adding their own enterprise keywords, and then a taxonomist within that SharePoint enterprise can go ahead and promote that to an official term, making it useful for everyone.